It is a beautiful day, and I'm so happy to be here today. The program is Woman to Woman. I am Adorable Adesuwa Osa Owagye. And today we want to look at this salient topic. Some say it's so terrible. Some people say it's so important. Others, they feel quite indifferent about it. The issue of marriage and the woman. Should marriage define a woman? Or should a woman allow marriage to define who she is, or who she want to be, or who she's going to be in the future? For some women, marriage is a do-or-die affair. For others, if marriage comes, if marriage no come, they feel so indifferent about it. And some don't really know if they should get married or not married. But should marriage define who a woman is? This is what we're going to be looking at today. I have Princess Bola Akalame with me already, and she's the founder, Women for Positive Change. She's a writer, a businesswoman, and a woman who, of course, stands for the uplift of the woman. It's very hard to see a woman supporting a woman, but she does that in her own capacity. So, and for all the Ashwabis in this area, just look for her, you will get it. Bola, nice to have you on the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
You look very regal. Anyway, you are not feeling the impact of what is happening in our country.
No, we have to, when you have 7 sources of income, as God prescribed, you glow. Okay, that 7 sources of income is something we're going to talk about on this program shortly. How women should, earn living in so many ways. You should earn a living. Don't depend on your salary alone. That is what Bola is saying. 7 sources of income. We will talk about it on the program. All right, seated beside her is Doris Onyinyechi. She is the founder of a Society for Empowered Youth Development. A pleasure to have you join us today. Okay, both women are into women things, trying to uplift the woman in our society today. And we want to look at this topic. I know we're supposed to run it some time ago, but because of some circumstances beyond our control. But we're here today, and we're going to talk about it. Marriage and the woman. Should marriage define a woman? What I know is this: marriage is the intimate union of equal partnership of a man and a woman. Sometimes equal partnership, sometimes. But I also know that marriage is a union between a willing man and a willing woman who are ready to live together forever, so to speak. Maybe until they get to that juncture where they say, I know they do again. But for now, let's take that definition in mind. So Doris, now we know what marriage is. You know what marriage is, Bola, you know what marriage is. Should marriage define who a woman is? Okay. Or what a woman want to be?
Okay. From my own perspective, a religion, I'm a Christian. And I will categorically tell you, I believe that marriage is not what can define a woman. Okay. Though in the beginning, the union of Adam and Eve, if you remember, Adam was made first before God gave him Eve as a companion. True. Now, in our society, you can agree with me that we have categories of persons of belief. Some are celibates. Okay. Marriage does not define them. Okay, because of their celibacy nature that they have taken. We in the secular world, I don't still see it as a problem that marriage should be what can define you. What matters a whole lot is your personality, ability to be able to define yourself, know what you can do, the impact you can make to the society. That should be what we should be looking after, not marriage. Marriage, as we defined it, is just a Lego paper.
No, it's not just a legal paper. Marriage is spiritual. It is rooted in the creation of time.
I've never seen any marriage spiritual that you don't have evidence to prove to that. There must be a legal document attesting the union of the two parties.
Of the two parties.
Yes.
But what if it's traditional? Is there also a legal paper to that backing? Because this legal paper now has to do with marriage under the Act or marriage in church, as the case may be.
Marriage in church is still marriage under the Act.
Exactly.
Then if you do it traditionally, your local government should be able to be aware that you carried out such. You know, a lot of us do things in ignorance.
Okay.
You do traditional marriage. You spend a whole lot, and you have no evidence to prove apart from pictures. Now, the law does not recognize that. What we are trying to let you know is that it is a documentation attesting the union of both parties. Yes. Now, you as human, I am looking at it that let us leave gender. Gender is something that we have acquired through the sex of our biological, physical being, you know. But what we should always be looking after is that what makes you a woman. A woman, you have grown from being a girl to an adulthood, which have defined you as a woman. And the next thing you should not be looking after is that, how do I make impact? Who am I actually? If you can be able to define yourself, understand whom you are, understand the roles you have to play, your own input, your quota you can contribute, people around you and to the society, that should be able to define you.
Okay, I'll come back to you, Doris. I'm going to take you up on all of that you've talked about. So, Princess Bola Akalame, I know you're married, happily so. Let me ask you a direct question now. What defines you as a woman? Is it your marriage?
Yeah, you know, I'll bear to differ from what she said, that marriage should not define a woman. To a large extent, marriage defined a woman.
Really?
Especially in this our society. We are not in a Western world.
Okay.
We are in this African setting. Marriage defined a woman.
A woman in African setting. How so?
I will give you an instance of a family where you have a grown-up children, about 40 years of age, and you see the parents running everywhere, praying everywhere, just to make sure that
child gets married
and leave the home. I can tell you that I remember when my dad usually said, there's this word he said, women away, man home, woman away. You know, that means that women should
definitely leave
the house, while man should be at home taking care of things and all of that. And woman, you know, when we talked about marriage is spiritual. You know, when you go into marriage, you discover a whole lot of things. It's spiritual in the sense that most times when some people get into marriage, when they marry, they will discover your life will be different. First of all, you start from where you say, somebody, you must know who you are and all of that. Fine. When you are going into marriage, or you are going into a serious relationship leading to marriage, first of all, you have to look out for a partner. They have the same mindset as you.
Same ideology and
the same ideology, the same. You know, you must have something that you look out for, that you want in a man, and that kind of person. And you put it in prayer that God should mold that person that you want, you know.
Okay.
And another thing, when you go into marriage, you start bearing children, and you discover that your life practically will change. Your lifestyle, you know, because you have a responsibility to take care of. You have your husband to take care of. You have your children to take care of. There are some things you don't mutually learn when you are still single. But when you are into marriage, you will be mature. Basically, you'll be mature in everything. You will be slow to anger.
Are you sure?
I'm telling you the fact.
When a woman is married, she becomes little anger.
To anger.
You don't know someone with temper.
No, experience. There are some things naturally when you
become more accommodating,
you'll be more tolerant to, some things around you say, okay, let me just, children are now coming up. You have a whole lot of responsibility to take care of and all of that.
Okay, so let me ask you this one now.
Yeah.
If you were not married, would you still be a businesswoman? Would you still own an NGO? Will you do all of the things that you do with ease if you were not married?
Yeah, I will still do all of that. But with the help of the partner you have, you will achieve more.
So you're hinging your success and everything you do on marriage now?
Can I say that? I think, even when you are not married, you can achieve all of that. There's this joy when you get married. When you are not married, we are in Africa. We shouldn't deceive ourselves. When in this part of the world, even as a man, if you are not married, people look at you as irresponsible person. So when you are married, they feel that this woman or this man is a responsible man. He have a home to cater for. He have responsibility. He have people, children that is looking onto, and all of that. So you will still do all of that. But if you have a good partner, you have a step ahead of whatever you are into and all of that.
So for you, marriage certainly defines a woman.
Of course.
Now what about, let us look at women and success.
Yeah.
There are some married women who are not successful.
Yeah.
Oh, there are a whole lot of married women who are still tied strongly to the aprons of their husband, so to speak. If the husband does not bring, they do not eat. If the husband does not say, they cannot move. They walk they walk under the shadows of their husbands. Yeah. Do you call that a woman?
That is
because for a woman, who is a woman to you, Bola? I saw your write-up on Facebook the other day. Who is a woman? You were describing a woman.
Yes.
Who is a woman to you?
A woman is this person that is so unique, that is good, that is God-fearing, that is outstanding, that everybody look up to. A woman is somebody that you can simply define a woman as a home builder, somebody to rely on, and so on and so forth.
And for you, a woman must be married. Okay, no, I'm helping you to conclude that.
I'm telling you because because we have a generation we need to talk to that they should hold our marriage strongly. They should take responsibility of everything.
Okay, does marriage make every woman responsible, or does marriage make every man responsible?
No. Okay. I can say that.
Okay.
In the sense that, there are some people, because of the background, their home bringing, they tend to misbehave. Okay. But to a large extent, marriage, for me, marriage builds, it develops you. When you are you are into it with a good partner. Yes. And another thing, when you are going into marriage with a wrong partner, that is another disaster.
Disaster.
That is another problem.
Okay, there is hit now. Who is a woman to you first?
Woman is a human person. It's a human being, just as the other male folk. That's the way I see it.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Yes. This perception that marriage defines a woman or even the man has caused more harm than good in our society. This also promotes many harmful cultural practices against the girl child. You cannot tell me that a child you have, just as the way you had the male one, you will not place that girl under pressure to get married because marriage defines her. You will not see her as someone who belongs to outside, not inside. So these are issues societal norms that we practically promoted in this part of the world, it is not obtainable. Every human person deserves dignity. Mm-hmm. Every human person deserves respect. Mm-hmm. Marriage is a status. It does not define me. Neither will it define my next sister. You get it? What I always look out for is your personality, your capacity to deliver. How relevant are you? What can you put on the table? What stake do you take? What is your stand? Even in conflict resolutions, even in consultations, what reasonable contributions can you make to make society a better place? Mm. When you tie a woman to marriage, that when you see a girl child who, everybody is not supposed to get married, for crying out loud. Marriage, we instituted marriage. Nobody is born of man and woman at once. I have never seen where somebody is born together entangled. Marriage is when it's for companionship. There must be passion for the two of you to move on, you understand? There must be love. But sometimes I see a whole lot, both man and woman, having issues, bottling it up, and ending up having problem, or we even losing one of them in the process, because the fear of what the society will say, the stereotype that we even cause by ourselves. Unfortunately, this is inflicted by our fellow gender. You cannot tell me that because this person is not married and she cannot be defined and she cannot be accepted in the society.
There are places where you go. I know those days during my service here, we were looking for accommodation, and beautiful house, and the landlord insisted that we bring a man. He said, I will not give my house to unmarried women.
It's still happening today.
In some houses that stop. You go to some places and then once they know you're not married, they treat you like you don't mean a thing. Most of when they believe that you're supposed to get married. And I've also seen some women commit suicide. You're aware of one who committed suicide that because she wasn't married. Why does the society attach the success of a woman to marriage?
That is the wicked stereotype we face on daily basis in this part of the world. It is absurd. It's wild. How can you define a person with marriage? What has to do with the person's personality?
But like Bola said, this is African setting. It's African setting. People frown at single motherhood, regardless of the condition or what made that woman chose to be a single mother. People don't give regard to divorced women. But a man who is divorced can easily marry within 24 hours. If he can even marry 10. But for a woman, people begin to question her character. Even if she was not at fault. People question her character.
The issue of discrimination and stereotypes is not only for women. I have been in a place where someone was like lambasting one other person. This man that could not keep a woman in the house, can he be a leader? You get it? So it's not only one-sided. Though it is like more obvious for the women in the society that this person is not married, so you have no stake. Because you are a woman, you have no stake in the family. Even where you are married to, you have no stake. So this is a problem. That is why I keep telling women that what matters most to you is your happiness.
Your happiness.
Doing what makes you happy. Provided you did not go contrary or against the law of the land where you are existing. So when you keep giving ears to what people will say, that is when you begin to have mental health issues.
But you have to listen to what people say. Even when you close your ears and don't respond and say, okay, I'm keeping a deaf ear. I'm keeping a deaf ear. You will still hear it.
It is left for you to build yourself that, look, I don't give a damn. I am more concerned about my happiness. And how can you achieve that, your happiness? You must not tie yourself that I must get married before I become relevant. I keep saying it. Where the problem starts is when you have failed to empower yourself as a person, whether you are a man or a woman. You cannot always be a simp.
Okay, I'm coming back to you. Bola, why is it important for a woman to marry? Because let's take that case at hand. The woman committed suicide simply because she wasn't married.
Yes.
No man is looking at her. I've seen women fall into deep depression to the point of becoming psychiatric issue because they are not married. Why is so much premium put on marriage in our Africa?
It's because of the society. You know, like we really say that society believes that when you are not married, you are irresponsible. You are not. We can't depend on you. We can't put everything in your hands. We can't rely on you and all of that. You know, they believe that when you are married, you are responsible. Even like we just said now, in those states and in Nigeria as a whole, when you are going or you went to rent a house or you want to do some certain things, they will ask you if you are married or not and all of that. So society place importance on marriage. And in the sight of God, marriage is important. That is why when he created Adam, he looked around and said, no, Adam should not live alone. And that is why he created woman. So because of that, we should look at that, the aspect of God, where he puts importance for us not to be alone. Okay, and I can tell you for the issue of that woman that
committed suicide because of marriage.
Because it creates loneliness. Most times, let us not deceive ourselves. Most times, a lot of single people, a lot of unmarried women, they are depressed sometimes. When you talk to some of them, they are alone. Because when you are married to your partner, your soulmate, you understand, there are some issues, there are some things at home that beyond you, and that your husband or your partner should discuss with you, or you discuss with your partner, and it will be resolved immediately. Okay, because they said 2 heads better than one.
Should a woman who is not married not lose her identity? Shouldn't she have an identity to say that, okay, regardless of the fact that this person, lady A, is not married, but this girl is hot.
She's doing well.
When it comes to her business, she's up there. Society, should a woman not have an identity because she's not married?
I would like to say something. If I am not God, and I am talking based on my little knowledge about Christianity, if we should tie too much importance, I want to throw this question open to marriage. Why do we have celibacy?
Okay.
Why do we have celibates who propagate the word of God? Are they now supposed to be also defined? Or can they now be relegated because they are not married?
Okay.
Because I am very sure that we have those men and women who has never been married.
And who will not marry.
And who will not marry.
And they are not religious people.
Bam. So you mean that those set of people, both the religious and the non-religious, should be wiped away in the society? Okay. It's capital no.
Okay.
We live a life of choice. We have the freedom to choose. The kind of life we want to live.
Okay, but as we conclude now, because time is not our friend. Talk to us.
Yes,
marriage of the woman.
Yes, we need to inculcate these morals into children, that they need to be responsible, and there is a time in life. There is time for everything. A time where you go to school. Most times when we talk to our children, a time to go to school, a time to graduate, a time to get married, a time to bear children. So this time we need all of that. So it's important. Our children, our girls get married.
Okay, Doris.
It is important that you train your child how to be responsible, independent, and how you can be able to make impact as a person to yourself, to people around you, and to the betterment of the society. That is sacrosanct.
Ladies, both your submissions are highly carried. So, viewers at home, should marriage define a woman? You can send their response to us on 08037860959, and we'll be very glad to give you answers. So ladies, thank you for being part of our show today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching.